The scientific diving course is really the professional level certification. That is the one where people are going to use that as a career path, and they're going to use it to go and do research on their own or to get a job that incorporates research or internships. I'm looking for the class to get out of that experience the whole package of the logistics of setting up a dive and getting into the water, the actual challenge of doing underwater surveying, then coming back and taking that data and putting it into a useful format for other people. What we choose to do is go with Reef Check California, which is a nonprofit monitoring citizen science based. It's volunteer. It is up and down the entire state. We are able to get our data and have them use it and put it in a place where people can have access to it, not just our students and not just them, but the public in general. What we're trying to do with that is to give students an opportunity to learn a fairly complex protocol that incorporates knowing how to identify and size fish, how to identify invertebrates, how to do some substrate sampling, and then also be able to identify algae.
Learned a lot about the ocean environment that I really hadn't been aware of before, and really opened my eyes to a lot of different species and a lot of different fish that were down there, a lot of different things that I hadn't seen before.
Scuba's given me the opportunity to explore all of the stuff that's going on beneath the surface, and you get to slow down and look at a square foot and like all of the cool stuff that lives in that tiny little area.
There's so much about the world that is underwater, and it has been said that almost any science-related specialty can incorporate scuba diving into it. Geology all the way through biology, microbiology, chemistry.
I'm an oceanography student at Humboldt State, and so I've been studying a lot from research vessels, but I've never been able to look below the surface. And being able to see the sediment layers and how they're organized beneath the surface and all the formations from that has really given me a new perspective on everything. Especially with the fish, like I never understood why you would want to memorize all the different fish if you can just look it up on a book as you identify them, but you can't really do that when you're under the water.
I was learning something new every week, and I had my cards on me every day. I was practicing my fish and my algae, and it was awesome to be in a team where we practiced in the pool together every week. We had hula hoops that were pretending to be algae, and we were going through it, practicing how to count algae. I had so much fun, and I can't wait to do it in the future in a career.
It's so multifunctional, but you have to be able to do it safely, and that's kind of the core of the program, is getting people trained to that point where they can go out and adapt the diving as a tool for whatever their specialty is. Ultimately, the goal is to go out and survey local conditions and local dive sites to find places that need to be monitored on a long-term basis. And as we've done this since 2006, we start to develop an idea of what is happening in our local ocean.
Over the past summer, I got to do a lot of scientific diving on the Marine Protected Area project up here in the Pacific Northwest, and that project's really exciting to me just because we're gathering data that may not have been gathered before on the underwater ecosystems up on our coast.
There's so much that's unknown. I mean, it's incredible how we can dive the same spot over and over again, and it will always be different.
It was just amazing that there were so many abalone and nudibranchs and like inverts out there, and compared to our beginning class, there were fish everywhere when we went last semester, and so it's just seeing a completely different ecosystem in the same place was just amazing.
The cool thing about scientific diving is it strives to answer the why, what changes and how it changes and what the trends are, and that's why I think it's super important.